Hello and namaskar. Welcome to IIPA. I'm Rakhi Bakshi. Here we are talking to some of the bright minds in this session, which is a workshop on prevention of cybercrime. And here we are talking to Mr. Anuj Bhansali, who represents PhonePe. He's going to talk to us about how PhonePe, which is largely used by a lot of people, commoners. So we are going to talk to him as to how he's trying to avoid risk, which is really happening. The cases of financial fraud are on the rise. How would you really look at it, and what are the steps that are being taken to prevent it?
So, thank you for having me. The basic principle that we follow around is something called as FAIR principle. So FAIR stands for fraud, abuse, identity and risk. Typically in any setup, you would try to identify the risks, then you go and try to verify the identity of the customers, then you basically look into the abuse patterns and fraud. We pivoted it the reverse way, where we started looking at the fraud patterns first, so that it helps us identify each and every pattern. Then how quickly can we react to cover and close those gaps out, and subsequently then move into the other direction of the abuse identification and then the risk mitigation for different processes.
You know, especially if one is watching that in rural areas, a lot of awareness, of course, still needed, and they are the end users in large numbers, which is on an increase. How are you really trying to also coordinate, synergize with other agencies to really prevent it all?
So that's a very good question now. There are two different thought processes. One is an educational philosophy process where we try to educate our customers. Our education, however, is not just limited to a video channel or a blog post. What we try to do is, in regional languages, we give hurdles which are graphical warnings, so that the customer becomes aware on what are the things that are happening. If we put a stop sign, that is a universal sign, they are able to understand that, okay, there is something fishy going on. They should click before, have a caution before clicking and proceeding around on that. The other one that we also keep doing is we participate in a lot such events. We work with law enforcement, we work with different banks, banking partners, etc., where we do these sessions where we try to educate people out, and then we believe that this education gets carried further in the respective sessions that each of these people are doing.
Okay, we'll have to end it all here, but thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Bhansali, and all the very best.
Thank you.